Hello and welcome back to West of Loathing. I have grinded. You can see that we are near the Fort of Darkness, which is not where we're really supposed to be. So, let me show you how much I have grinded. I turned off, by going in here, I turned automatically spent XP off. Now what that does is, as you can see, it basically means that you have unspent XP here rather than going it naturally. And then I went and got lockpicking level 3, I got hornswoggle level 5, and I got foraging level 3. There are still a few things like safe cracking might come up. Diggering is nice but not overly necessary. It's just better sell and buy prices. So yeah, it's nice but it's not needed. I'm probably getting either safe cracking or yeah, I would assume the safe cracking is the next one, given that it is one of the lowest ones. Might be that, or fan hammer, or strong medicine, like you can see here. And I think it goes that one of the lowest cost skill, so not necessarily what skill is actually the lowest, but rather what the cost of upgrading it is. Well, we'll go back to the balanced one because it's easier to do, and it's easier to keep track of because we don't have to keep track of it, because we don't have to worry about it. And I prefer that. Right, but the reason we are over here near Fort Darkness, there is actually a reason to it. It is not just going and grinding up. And I found that if you grind on, so basically going wandering on different parts of the map, there is a set number of random encounters, so to say. On the rightmost side, so in the earliest stages of the game, there is a random encounter to come across something that requires a needle. So that will actually mean that you have to spend up needles to constantly do that if you were to grind over here. I have not yet had that happen here in the sort of middle part. But the reason we are here in the middle part is that we have a couple of things that we now finally can do. And that is where Fort of Darkness comes into play. So you might remember that the Fort of Darkness is this hippie shroom takers, magic mushroom takers camp. You might also remember that we got a magic mushroom and ate it, and it says opens your third eye pathway. Now, inside Fort of Darkness there is a potion maker, and if you give him a magic mushroom, you can get, and where is it at? Yes, D3 Hippica extract fully opens your third eye. This is a concentrated form of mushroom hallucinogen manufactured by an insane chemist. Hope you didn't have any plans for the weekend. We're gonna drink it. You swallow the extract. The world turns inside out as your mind replaces it. You gain the effect Qa'Rajh Galactarius. Like, wow. The reason we need that is because there were things we couldn't exactly see inside the shroom cave. Oh. Phew, it's crazy hot out here. The desert is just the worst. If you stay here too long, you can end up like one of those charred black skeletons clacking toward you. I've also turned on the grid. It really doesn't matter, but it does help in sort of showing how the grid works. Potentially, you could come up against 9 enemies, but I don't think it's possible for you to have 8 other allies. Alright, let's just start with a good old classic. I've also turned on a log here. This basically says what happened. I might turn this away because it's obscuring it a little bit. Not overly annoying, and yeah, I'm definitely turning this one off as soon as we're out of this combat. I probably could do it during, but well. Nerd mode, yeah. Okay, now the shroom cave. Oh, hold on. Oh. Ha! Loco weed. You do a quick backflip, then make some funny noises by flapping your arm up and down with your hand in your armpit. The loco weed giggles, loosening its roots just enough for you to pluck a handful of it out of the ground and bring it into a little bottle. So now we should be able to see... Oh! It's an El Vibrato container. Okay, nice. Aha! See? This doorway was only partly translucent last time. Is there anything else here? Doesn't look like it, no. Okay. Hidden lounge. Strange lamp. You stow it in your pack. Fortunately, it isn't real lava. Boop. That's the last of the beans. Your great grandkids are going to love this kind of music. It is groovy, but that means that we can now finally deliver the last of the jelly beans to Roy Bean, and hopefully receive a reward for it. Had it rain any line of that last jar of jelly beans? Got them right here. Well, I'd be jiggered. I didn't figure on seeing any of them jelly beans again, and here you brought up back all 3 jars. I ain't got much to reward you with other than a handshake, Rain, but maybe I'll be able to pay you back somehow in the future. Don't sweat it, Roy. I was happy to help. Ah, yeah, that was the murder bean. Well, murder hornet jelly bean. Right, with that finished up, over here, Qa'Rajh, there was something that we needed lockpicking level 3 in order to get into. Looks like someone left their campfire burning. That's dangerous. On closer inspection, it turns out to be a nest of fire snakes. That's still pretty dangerous. Yeah, the grid, I don't really mind the grid. See, if I could... See, the problem is that you'd think this might be able to penetrate because each damage would likely be more than 68. Oh, maybe not. But it fortunately doesn't do that. So this is pointless, but I'm just going to show it. Oh, it actually did work. Oh, well, whoop-de-doo. Color me wrong. I don't mind being wrong if it means I'm learning. And, well, I learned that penetration is absolutely a thing. Alright, let's whack it. So these are under-leveled for where I'm at. Which is fine. Plenty of venom. Right. Where was it? Was it... Oh! Well, that was one. The barn door is locked. You definitely picked the complicated lock. There's a lot of grain here. If you ever needed a lot of grain, you know where to find it. Unlimited grain. You know where to find an effectively infinite supply of grain. Wow. Okay, yeah, that, fertilizer. Oh! Needle. Needle. So the joke about this is to find a needle in a haystack. Which is, you know, unlikely. And the joke that they're spinning is, because it's unlikely, it's funny if every time you get a haystack, you also get a needle. Bag of mixed grain. Do I need that for anything? Probably not, but I mean, I'm going to take it. There's a coil of barbed wire hanging from a nail here. You stuff the coil of barbed wire into your pack. Maybe you can send it to a sick friend or something. What? How's that gonna work? Well, that wasn't the only thing around here. I believe that there was... Gymnasium? Nope. Well, then it's in the main building. Dormitory, right. Lockers. Boop. Kellogg's Grain Flakes. Cowboy chefs have. Kellogg Ranch Workout Regimen. Inside is a dusty old dairy. You pick up the dairy and blow off some dust. The cover says the dairy of Smith. The first name has worn away, but you can tell it has fewer than 8 letters. Sadly, the contents aren't particularly juicy. The author joined Kellogg's health program because she had several relatives with poor health and wanted to preserve her own. She found the ranch to be pretty boring, but appreciated that the lack of anything much else to do gave her plenty of time to spend knitting, which was her favorite hobby. The last entry mentioned Kellogg's death, rumored but unconfirmed to be due to a brain aneurysm caused by outrage at hearing a dirty joke, and that the author was returning home. She forgot the diary when she left. Not particularly hot. So that is the clue that we needed for the graveyard, where we had to find the relative of Smith, someone who liked to knit. Oh! Bottle of laudanum. Oh! So I probably could have... Oh well. So what Kellogg is still around, isn't he? Okay, yeah, I thought there was maybe a quest to do with him, but that doesn't appear to be the case. Okay, so I believe we can now complete. Was it? But did we ever go to the petting cemetery, or was I too stingy because it was a entry to? Yeah, I've never been here. Oh, well, I've been here, but I've never entered. So maybe we should do that and focus on that. Interested in your membership, fella? I suppose so. Wonderful. Just hold still for a second while I memorize your face. Okay. Go right in and thanks for your patronage. Okie dokie. So, oh. What are you? Oh. This is a hawk skeleton. Hawks resent being mistaken for falcons and will shoot you if you do it too many times. Oh, so I can gain a buff from one of these. Right. This is a bobcat skeleton. Bobcats are known for their ferocity and the weird high-pitched noises they make when telling jokes. This plaque says is a desert ape skeleton, but there's nothing here. So you're pretty sure that there's no such thing as a desert ape. Nope. This is an owl skeleton. If you want to know how many fireballs it takes to get to the center of an enemy skeleton, just ask an owl. So we needed a picture. A photo for Hubbard Bobbert. I don't remember where he's at. I think he might be in Frisco. Buffalo skeleton, but there's nothing here. You're buffaloed by this fact. This is the skeleton of a desert tortoise. It is currently in very slightly less of a hurry to get in places than it was when it was alive. This plaque says it's a pack rat skeleton, but there's nothing here. Nuts! This is the skeleton of a jackrabbit. In a pinch, the jackrabbit can help you change a wheel on your wagon. Because, like, a jackhammer, like, anything like that. I definitely don't need to do melee damage. Because that's not really my focus. I would either go for range damage or for armor to decrease the number of hit points I get when taking damage. I just go for pure damage. I think that makes Boon of the Hawk. Alright. Well, seeing as it was this short, I think we can go to... Was it Reboot Hill or was it the military cemetery? Oh yeah, it was Reboot Hill. Wasn't it? Sure. Off the side of the trail, you spy a young cowboy staring sourly at his reflection in a puddle, trying to get his hat cocked at a maximally jaunty angle. You walk up behind him and deftly flick his hat into place. His dour expression becomes a smile, but by the time he turns around to thank you, you've ridden off into the sunset. It's kind of unnecessary, but okay. Now, was it here or was it... Ah, yes, it was here. Right. Let's hear the clues then. She's too despondent. Right, because it's still the same day. Biscuit. Oh, what else was there? The... So we have the cannonball. No idea how to actually aim the cannonballs. Do I have to go over here and set a flare? Oh well. We can take a fight with a... Pow! A vibrato battery. Can I set up... Oh. Yes, I mean I have the flare. What more do I need? Oh, this is half a cannonball. You pick up the cannonball and inspect it. There's... Yeah, okay. That was just information. Was there anything... I mean, the buffalo pile, maybe. Did I finish that? I don't remember. I'll take the fight with these guys in the meanwhile. Extra experience is extra experience, and seeing as it's now back to the balance, I have no way of guaranteeing what will actually get next. I mean, the basic stat upgrades are also nice and definitely necessary. Was it left? There was something... Oh! Somehow I didn't open that one. Ah, this one I didn't open because it was Buffalo Soldier diagram. Hold on. Hold on. This is a detailed diagram of one of those buffalo skeleton, human skeleton hybrid things they're making at the buffalo pile. Ooh. Been here. Grab bones for a soldier. Buffalo soldier bones. Alrighty. Good. Sure. Oh. Alright, well, plenty of targets here. Providing cover. Okay. Do I have to go melee with these guys? I mean, I will if that's the case. Seems like it. Well, Susie doesn't have any melee abilities, unfortunately. So, we'll just have to go by it the old whack-a-mole way, which is fine. And whack. Yep, I can do nothing to them bones. Got enough from thinking about them, though. Ah, wacko. Curious. I think this is the first time that a cover has actually... Oh, you can melee attack him. That's interesting. Or maybe you just need to do enough damage to them. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, let's actually test that out, seeing as he can't really do anything. Unless I have to do a melee attack on them. That seemed to be the case, yeah. We'll let Susie get this one. She might even... Well, I don't think she necessarily can get any stronger. But... Well, we shall see. Does that count? It does not count for Susie. That's okay. So can I fight them again? Yeah. I could, but... Put the bones on the slab. Reanimation fluid. Okay. Oh, great. Do I happen to have a... Gravedigger's Flask? Nope. Buffalo Tranquilizers. Buff out Buffalo Tranquilizers. That's... And there isn't a... I only have 2 needles left. That might be worth... Strange silvery crystal. I do have 4 locks. Let's... Oh, Private Mathau. Most of Private Mathau's diary is empty pages, ink splotches, and latrine duty again, blah blah blah. Near the end, though, you start to see notes about the fort's commanding officer, Captain Simon, going off the deep end. As Mathau puts it, being stuck out here in the middle of nowhere doing nothing is driving the captain frigging bucknuts. When the captain eventually decided that a nearby ranch, occupied by a solitary woman and a book collection, was actually an enemy spy outpost, Mathau felt compelled to warn the woman but was too worried about getting court-martialed to give her any specific details of the looming threat. In an attempt to prevent an imminent cannon bombardment of the ranch, Mathau stole some ballistic charts and hid them in a post-office box during a shore-leaving dirt water. This place doesn't have any damn shore, he comments. What the hell? Unfortunately, the cannons had already been calibrated, and when Mathau returned to the camp, he discovered the shelling had already begun. In his last entry, he declares his intention to start a mutiny, but the diary ends there with no conclusion to the story. Dirt water it is. We're basically picking up loose ends and, like, checking things off. Post office. Yes. Yep. Fort treason ballistic charts. I bet I can read that. You know what? I bet that cannon could blow the vault door at Alexandria Ranch if you figure out a way to target it. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha ha! Ha! Nope. Get out of my way! Deploy snake. Okay. Maybe it is better if I go for automatically. Light it up. Boop. Ah, blah, hey! What the heck? A ranting, flailing man that has just burst out of the woods and is running straight for you. He is wearing a strange dome-shaped metal hat, which bristles with wires and odd protrusions that crackle intermittently with bright blue spark. He seems upset? Yark! Trick him off into taking the hat. Spiders, whatever you're freaking out about, they're on your head. Inside my head. Nope, just on top. Take the hat off. The man scrabbles frantically at the metal hat, and the bright blue flash momentarily blinds you. When your vision clears, the man is lying still with his eyes rolled up into his head. Eesh, poor guy. What in the hell was that about? You pick up the strange helmet and stow it carefully in your pack. Ooh! This hat has all kinds of crazy wires and stuff sticking out of it, and constantly zaps you with electricity while you're wearing it. That seems completely redundant, but I mean, we got it. Aha! Ooh! Books! Percussive maintenance. Modern snake oiler. How to cheat at poker. Ooh. Ah, biscuit. Well, we do have a place where we can... hold up. Yep. The silversmith. What, really? Oh, that must be a... Yeah, 10 experience. That must be for the first area. I have not yet found a use for silver bullets, so I will make needles instead. Let's see. 10 needles should suffice for the time being. I want all the treasure. I want all the lore. You shall be mine. Okay, let's read about this. The best love poem ever written. The dust jacket of this book is missing, so I can't tell you who wrote it. The love poem is so good you're afraid to even read it because you might fall in love with the book. Yeah. Okay. This is a copy of a popular financial advice book from a few years ago. It's rare now because of various crusades to destroy every copy of it. Vainglorious. Ah, that would have been nice to have gotten early, but I suppose a little extra in the end game might not be bad. Unfortunately, the book was so old and crumbly that reading it once caused it to be destroyed. So much for literary preservation. Tragic. How to cheat at poker. Cheating is part of the game of quote-unquote poker, but getting caught doing it is still disadvantageous. This book purports to turn your cheating into sneaky cheating. This book written by expert Julia. Silversmithing. Alrighty. Can we even learn anything here? You already learned. Okay. So the answer to that was no. Percussive maintenance. This book is full of tips and tricks about the ancient art of fixing machines by hitting them really hard. Time to get smacking. When you're done reading it, you notice that the book's spine is cracked. You try to fix it by hitting it really hard, but you end up smashing the book to powder. Oops. Okay. So we still need to do Buffalo Soldiers. What else do we need around here? Well, we need to sleep. So let's do that. And seeing as I only have a place in Dirtwater, that would be where we do that. Now, the danger of sleeping is that any stat boost you had from drinks and such is obviously gone. So expect fights that you had troubles with to be a lot harder, unless you start buffing up yourself again. So we retake that spell, the range damage, because that's only for a day. Now we can go to Reboot Hill, but a can cow. Get that garbage out of here. How are we for experience? 269. Okay, not something to worry about. Okay. First ended in a vowel. Around 40. First name was longer than the last, yes. But less than 8 letters. She wasn't buried next to any of my daughters, yes. Same age as Bubeki, yes. Favorite hobby was knitting. Okay. So, less than 8 letters. Ended in a vowel. Close to 40 years. And it wasn't a Becky, because... Patricia, that's 8. Lenore. Paula, that won't do. Leilani, that's too young. Linda. Margaret. Nope, too old. Madeline. That is 8. Meredith, that's also 8. But I ended in a vowel, so it can't be Meredith. Meso, nope. Magdalene, that's too long. Both are, Melissa, that's 8. So not next to any of her daughters. Which would mean that anyone who is older than like around the 40s is just not a it's just not realistic. Let's see. What do we got? Pearl, nope. Penultimate. Because it's one of the granddaughters, it's not one of the daughters. So Lilith and Pearl are daughters, not granddaughters. We're looking at someone born around 1840 or around there. That's too short of a first name. Let's see. It said 8 or fewer, didn't it? This is 7, and this is 9. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try Melissa. I think that is the... Yeah, I think that is the one that makes sense. So I think who's yours? Melissa. Ha ha! That had stumped me for quite a while. Granny's eyes brightened and she burst into tears, but happy ones this time. Oh yes, how could I have forgotten poor sweet Melissa? Oh, how I miss her. Granny drifted over to her tombstone and gently places a bouquet at its base. Both Granny and the flowers fade away into nothingness. That is, except for a single flower that remains. Ghost flower. Spell damage. I think we cleared the graveyard, so... Is there anything else? I mean, we still need to help at Fort Unnecessary, I think. So let's go there in the next episode. But until then, take care.